What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Cardboard Kane. It is Pokemon Day yet again here in Australia, and with the release of Temporal Forces, a very, very, very big competitive set. Not to mention, I would think that the end set is comparable to. It's not Evolving Skies V2, but it's very close to it. And I can only imagine that there will be an Evolving Skies type set coming along soon, considering some of the cards in the next set coming. I think it was Midnight Masquerade or something. I can't remember it. But yeah, I got this product again from my boys over at Mystical Merchants. So if you are Sydney based or even Australia based, make sure you hit them up. They'll be in the description below, their website and everything like that. But let's get stuck straight into this because I'm pretty excited about this one. Because I'm getting more and more into the competitive side, and not only myself, my sisters, my daughter's even getting into actually playing the game rather than just collecting it, and I'm having troubles opening this thing, which is just great, and I've just knocked over the camera. Donk. It's a very, very big set. It changes a lot of things. Paradox Rift was the last set, and that actually added quite a lot to the, what's it called? To the competitive scene, but not nearly as much as what I believe this one will do, including the next one. So for you guys watching at home, and this is for Tony mainly, I'm going to be going from the right hand side first, and we're going to be kindly sort of gathering data on the fly where the packs lie in here, because if you guys remember in the last few videos where we did Paradox Rift, we kind of figured out that a lot of the alt arts were on the right hand side, which was actually pretty amazing. So starting off, basically what we're searching for are cards like this. We're searching for cards like these. This pretty much replaces Battle VIP Pass. It's arguably better and arguably worse depending on the deck and whatever, but for like Charizard decks and that kind of stuff, this is better because you can just use it whenever you want. You don't have to use it on the first turn like Battle VIP Pass. So that's already a win for me. Iron Treads, Rockruff, Electabuzz into our first Torterra. Now Torterra is actually a very interesting Pokemon as well. Purely because some of the equipment cards you get in here can actually make him a gigantic beast. So on our first packet on the right hand side, we have run into our first base EX. From sample sizes from other content creators and friends alike, they have reported that there's probably about 14 hits in a box. It should still be following how Paradox Rift was, in terms of you should be getting one alt art per box. This is also another incredible competitive card. I'm pretty much just going to be separating them as I go along, just because they're that good, and so you just know what to look out for when you're actually opening your packs. Because let's be honest, competitive players don't compare. Like, they don't really care about collecting. They care about these cards, okay? They care about these kind of cards. So, and as luck would have it, it's mostly always the competitive players that have the cards you want. So moving on to our third packet from the right hand side, you'll be surprised that a lot of competitive players out there, they'll trade you, you know, like an alt art or whatever it is that you're after for a whole bunch of competitive bulk. I think this might be good. I'm not too certain yet. It feels like, so search your deck for 2 item cards, reveal them and then put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck, your turn ends. It kind of feels like a first turn Arven, if anyone knows what Arven is. So like you can't play a supporter card in your first turn in the actual TCG. This kind of allows you to. And it's kind of like a Rotom V where you draw 3 cards, your turn ends. So this could be a yes or no. I don't think it's really going to get much use, but I might as well just like take it out anyway. These ones, obviously, yes. I think this is actually a reprint, I believe, from Paradox Rift, which is strange. Bronzong, Litten, and the Dunsparce. And I believe this is going to be our 4th packet on the right-hand side. So yeah, as I said before, Paradox Rift, we found that the hit spread was very, very in tune. It was very seeded in terms of what you're going to get per booster box. Now, the main thing that I wanted to verify when it comes to these booster boxes is whether or not, and I believe So this is another card that you want to be taking out. This is highly competitive Great Tusk, so this is going to be going into this guy. This one I'm not too sure. I haven't really seen anyone want to use him yet. And we've hit our first art rare, Bronzor. And is this by Cao Cao? It is. It is by Cao Cao. You can just tell who it is just by the art style, which is great. So let's chuck this to the side. And obviously another one. This is a very big competitive card as well. So it's actually really cool that a lot of the cards in the set are... It'll spice up the competitive scene because it's getting very bland. I think the competitive scene was mostly just Chin Pao, Miraidon, Lost Box, and Charizard. Admittedly enough, I'm a Charizard user, but it was getting very stale. So moving into, I believe, is our sixth packet on the right hand side. Cottony, Iron Hands, not the good Iron Hands. Rescue board is something you want to be putting aside. I believe in Japan it's been called emergency boards for those that have been keeping up with the Japanese TCG scene. So you want to keep these. Sandy Shocks, Fortress. That's a very cute Pikachu. And a Dramper. Oh, looks so cool. It looks so cool. Alright. So far we've got 2 hits. In line with the 14 hits, we're obviously probably due another 12. 15 if we're lucky. Noctowl, Croconaw, Kiliki, Bronzong, Excadrill, Screamtail, Wiglet, Cutiefly, and Miraidon. This is the other one that is very, very, very competitive. I believe this will be run in Iron Hands decks, so you'll be running 4 Iron Hands from Paradox Rift. I think 2 to 3 of these guys, and you just load up your Iron Hands and you just go ham with Ampy very much. So very, very highly competitive. You actually get 4 of them as non-holos in the Build and Battle pre-made decks. Pretty much, I think if you pulled Miraidon during the pre-release and you got like some decent cards from your packets, then you pretty much had like a relatively easy day. I'm not too sure about this one. Each player discards. I don't think this one's all that great, to be honest. Oh, nice. Probably not so good, but it's a nice reverse holo, and it's a future card, which will work with... Ah, there we go. We've got our first full art. We've got the Walking Wake. Now, pretty sure this guy's just like a swamp monster or something, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh wow, damage from attacks used by this Pokemon isn't affected by any effects when you Pokemon. Wow, okay, so I'm pretty sure this guy just bypasses... Does he bypass stuff? Damage from attacks used by this Pokemon isn't affected by any effects. Okay, so... Cool. He just attacks through blocking abilities by the looks of it. Okay, so... It'll be good to see what the hit spread is, because you can pretty much tell what the hit spread is going to be after 1 box of this kind of stuff. Grottle is actually also very good, because you'll need that. The Ramming Shell is very, very good. So during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attack, so it's a good early setup. Zero Aura, Valiant, Sharpedo, Dealing, Charjabug, and... Oh, wow, okay. These are very good. These are very good for the competitive scene. I believe decks that run this guy are going to be running about 3 of them. So you want a bunch of these. These are very, very, very good. So in terms of a competitive box so far, mine's done pretty well. Okay, so how many are we deep here? We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the 8th. We're halfway through the right hand side. I think this is the 8th packet. Correct me if I'm wrong by now. Tony will be probably sitting there watching this video with a little paper and pen out because I forgot to do it myself. And C-Dot just did not want to fall through. Sharpedo, Shiftry, and Whimsicott. Okay. Now this is the back 7. Yep. Unfortunately, because competitive play, I need these code cards for myself. I am sorry. I apologize. Roserad, Keldea. Oh, okay, we've hit our first A-spec card. This is a good one to get. I believe the tax value is 50 more. That's amazing, actually. So, for the decks that run Choice Belt, if you're not running something like Prime Catcher or something, this will obviously be... This will be replacing a lot of Choice Belts out there. That's really, 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 really cool. From memory, I've been told you're meant to get 2 A-Specs cards a box. I don't think they replace an SIR. You should be getting 2 a box. Should be. But like I said, we can pretty much tell what we're going to be getting after... Wow, geez, that's a nice little bump on the top of that code card. We should be able to tell what we're going to be getting almost static-wise after we finish opening this first box. And we want to be keeping these to the side. And we want to be keeping these to the side. So this is why I kind of wanted to do it this way, because it is a bit of a pain. Like if you are new to the Pokemon thing, or you just like kind of want to make the most out of your experience with the TCG, you pretty much want to try and have enough tradables and all that kind of stuff there. And there is often not... Like, I made the same mistakes when I first started collecting Pokemon. I didn't really give a thought about the competitive scene. And I more than likely threw away or gave away a lot of cards that were highly playable and highly valuable at the time, in terms of whatever, for like... Ah, nice. Okay, so we got our second full art. But is that like our Terra full art? There you go. Log Trio. Is this the... Discard 3 energy cards. Jesus. Tricolor Pump. I probably more than likely gave away or just threw away a lot of competitive cards that were like very highly sought after that I could have probably traded for a lot of cards that I needed. So it was a mistake that I made when I first started. But ever since actually getting into actually playing the game, I've kind of learned what to keep an eye out for. Like, I'm learning more and more every single time I go, and paying a bit more attention. And it's just nice to know, straight from the start, when you're doing like this, what's going to be worth it, what's not going to be worth it, or what's highly sought after. This guy was very cool during the pre-release, by the way. You just kind of loaded up your pre-release with tons of future cards, and he could like one-shot anything if you got lucky. Not too sure if it's going to see competitive play, though. Like the standard constructed play. Possibly. Someone will probably make it work at some point. It's a very gamble deck. It can be a gamble deck because at the same time you probably get like destroy a bunch of stuff that you need. But if you can end the game early, you can end the game early. Okay, moving on to our third last packet on the right hand side. These ones are very good. You want to keep these. The Minccino and the Cincino. These are amazing, by the way. So you want to keep that. This is unfortunately the bad Great Tusk, so you don't want this one. Celia, Mr. Mime, and the Dunsparce. Moving on to pack 17 on the right hand side. Alright, Mr. Breloom. Roly Collie, never heard of that one. Zero Aura. Not sure if this is the Zero Aura you want to use in the decks. I think it's the Crown Zenith Zero Aura. Hey, Licky. Oh, that looks so cool. Blue Tongue from the from the Snow Cone, and a Melmetal. All right, so looks like the right hand. If it's 14 hits, then the right hand side right now has 17. So onto our 17th pack on the right hand side. I believe it's 18, 18, 36. So the right hand side again proving that most of the hits are on the right hand side. Now it's just wondering if the Altard is also going to be on this side. Minccino, so these are the other ones you want to keep. I don't know if I don't know if you use this one, or you use the one from like Brilliant Stars, but I'm just going to hold on to it just in case, because obviously you need it to get to Cincino. Moist Conviction's also another competitive card I'll be seeing play. Heal all damage from... I believe this one will be used for Roaring Moon decks. I don't know why, but there's a few cards out there that like looks like they're going to benefit Roaring Moon, because when Roaring Moon uses its its gouge ability or something, it puts it down to 30 HP. So I'll probably put those aside just in case. Go look. And Gouging Fire. Wow, okay, so this right hand side is absolutely showing the goods right now. So Gouging Fire, obviously the paradox form of Entei. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm not too sure. I mean, it is an ancient card, so more than likely we'll see play. Because there haven't been many... Oh wow, it's actually a few more. I think the other one was the 16th. This is the 17th. I haven't seen too much of the Japanese. There's only been like one registered Japanese tournament, so we can only really see the top 16 decks used. So it really depends how the next few months go and play out now. The Tang and Bramblegast. Chuck this over there. And now we're up to our 18th pack on the right hand side. But that being said, if the if the usual hit spread is 14 per box, then the right hand side is pretty much almost pulled the entire box by itself, which is a little bit alarming. Explorer's Guidance, you ought to be keeping these. These are also used for competitive play. Metagross, Delmise, and Koraidon, which is also another competitive card that we'll be putting over there. So this is going to be like the first time in a while where like a holo card, like a holo star rare card, is actually going to be like sought after, because it's normally you pull these ones and no one wants them. You can't get rid of them. You almost can't pay anyone to get rid of them. Now people are going to be wanting them off you because you need 4. So there's that. Alright, so first pack on the left hand side. And so far, for the right hand side, we've gotten quite a few. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there should be 6 hits on the other side, which actually isn't too bad. Like that spread isn't too bad. I'm hoping it still follows the whole one, like it's definitely 1 alt art per box. The one I'm curious about is if it's 2 A-spec cards a box, or if that's just a luck-based thing. I'm hoping. And nothing in the first packet. I'm gonna need some space to put these over here. Obviously, we're going for the master set for this one as well. We just recently finished the Paldean Fates master set. That video's up, by the way. Hoping to get this one done relatively quickly, but I don't have high hopes. This will be needed. Oops. That'll be needed. And these also will be needed. And moving on to the second pack on the left-hand side. Where am I putting these? Over there. So you can kind of see already, okay, so Grottles we need. We need Grottles. Things like the Buddy Poffins, when people run them, you'll need this. When people run them, you run 4. You can kind of already see that they're gonna be, like, you know, holding value for a while, because I don't think there's any starter decks, besides the pre-release decks, that won't have any Buddy Poffins. So currently, I've opened that many packets. I've only got 2. I've only got 2 and no reverse holders of it yet. So if you are looking to want to trade for cards that you need, I would strongly suggest making sure that you sort out your bulk properly, your competitive bulk properly, and possibly going down to like the local card store during a Pokemon event. If you really, really, really want to get in there quick and early. Iron Leaves. This is another huge one. It's another very, very good competitive card. I believe you run 2 of these in a deck, so that's a good start. So like the great thing about this set so far is most of the base EXs actually get used. That's the cool thing. Most of the base EXs actually get used as opposed to like your Clodsires and unfortunately your mouse holds and that kind of stuff. Ghastly, wrong, Grey Tusk. Need him. And we need him. Alright, moving to the next one. So far only one hit from the left-hand side. So we're probably about to start to run into stuff right now. Very, very interested to see what the first alt art will be. Or if it's a gold. You'll need this. I believe you use this with the Iron Hands. The Iron Hands EX from Paradox Rift. Because I think it has a 4... I think it has a 4 retreat cost. So this makes it like used perfectly with it. So you'll need those. Mist Energy, you'll definitely need these as well to keep those. Flooded Mains, of course, again. Another one. Oh! Is that a full art? That's a full art, right? I think that's a full art. I'm pretty sure it's a full art. I'm not too sure. I can't tell if that's a full art or an alt art. I think that's a full art. I think. I'm hoping it's a full art. So then we have another alt art coming. Alright, come on. So if that's 2 there, we should have 4 more hits if the boxes are... Need this one. If they are seated, need this one. Iron Hands, nice. Bellium, nice. And Macargo. I do like the way they have done this. I think sets like 151 and Paldean Fates was good because while Paldean Fates was seeded, it was still hard to finish the set. It was still a little bit of a challenge to actually hit most of the stuff that you needed. 151 holds its value purely because Roaring Moon. So these ones are big ones as well to keep. You definitely want these. A lot of people are going to be running this deck. I know Roaring Moon EX I was talking about before, the one that goes to 30. This one is probably a lot more tempo. Like, it actually puts a lot of pressure on the other player. So you want to hold on to those as well. People will be running a full play set of 4 with those. And I completely forgot what I was just talking about. Yeah, I completely forgot what I was just talking about. Alright, moving into our next one here. Dunsparce, Snom, Mudbray, Minccino. I want to keep those to the side. Latias, want to keep the Ancient Booster. Iron Treads, Palafin, Skitty, and Feral Alligator. Alright. Yeah, 151 proceeds to keep its value and rising for 2 reasons. The pull rate of 151 was excruciating. The hit rate was excruciating. If you got a hit, well done. You didn't get a hit, well, it was to be expected. And then also because the scalp. Oh, I think I see an ace card. All right, so we need this one. All right, which one is this? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Okay, this is a very good one. This is needed in quite a lot of decks. So I don't think there's many ace spec cards out there that are terrible. I think the only one that you don't want to really hit is the Neo Upper Energy. But I think most of the ace spec cards are actually sought after. So this is a very good one to get. And we get a Ranunculus. Art rare. Nice. Okay, so at this point, can Nier confirm that you're meant to get two ace specs per box? That's a near certainty, just because it's like lining up with what other people have done, which is great. The only problem is, so ace specs you can only use one. I think you can only use one of that ace spec card. You can only ever use one ace spec. So it's sort of like the Radiant Pokemon thingy thing, which is why they're textured like the way they are. So you'll like notice that like they look like a SIR or something, but they're not. Alright. Rockruff. Litten, Shroomish, Lickitung. There's our third Buddy Puffin in one booster box. Delcatty, Victini, Rapidash, and Drampa. Alright, so we're getting through this one. We're almost at the end of this. We've hit our 4 hits on this side, so there should be 2 more. One of them should be the alt art. I'm pretty sure that Explorer's Guidance is not an alt art. I'm pretty certain. It doesn't look like one. It doesn't look like the artwork doesn't look like one. It looks like a full art. Pidove, Pineco, Mawile is not a bad one to use as well. You might want to keep onto those. Perilous Jungle. During Pokemon checkup, put 2 more damage counters on each poisoned non-darkness Pokemon. Might be good to use an Iron Bonnet. Licky, Silicis, and Incineroar EX base. I believe I already have that one from the pre-release, but that is cool. Chuck that in. So, in theory, there should be only one more hidden here, and it should be the alt art. Hopefully. Or hopefully that the double ace spec didn't take over the alt art, but I don't think that's how it's meant to work. So there should be an alt art in here somewhere. Kind of half coping, kind of half hoping. Heavy Baton we need. Vikavolt, Seedot, and Fluttermane. 5 to go. So at this point, I believe if we hit the alt art, then there'd be no point in opening the other packets. If you're going down the min-max route, but then you might as well, because you might just still pull some like commons of the competitive stuff. So wow, very good competitive card. I've only got 1 in this entire box so far. Need that. Torracat, Finizen, the Dunsparce. Only got 1. Alright, 4th last pack. Where are you hiding, alt art? Where are you hiding? You gotta be in here. Don't return to Sword and Shield base. Please don't. Zelia, Mist Energy, you want to keep to the side. Selim, Raichu, Latias, and Koraidon. Raichu's actually an interesting one. I'm wondering if anyone's going to actually do anything with it, because Raichu's kind of weird. It attacks... If any Pokemon on the bench or something has damage counters, it does 50 damage to it. But that also includes your own. So, it's very self-inflicting. But at the same time, like, you know, you go with a strategy, you're going to be knocking out a lot of things at the same time. Alright, 3rd last packet. Just put the box order aside. Mudbray, Breloom, and Iron Valiant. Wow, so this, if there's an alt art in here, it is waiting to absolute last. Whew! Whew! Now I'm in cope mode. I'm wondering if that Explorer's Guidance was actually the alt art now. Alright, here we go. It could also be a gold card in here, which also takes up the SIR spot. And Sizzle, uh-oh. Which means, more than likely, that this box didn't have an alt art. Which is a bit rough. Unless, again, I'm saying that the Explorer's Guidance is the alt art, or is an alt art, but it doesn't look like one. Like, it really doesn't. It's not giving me any vibes that it is. Or this is a 15-hit box. So, let me just make sure. I didn't see the Torterra, I just realized. Delaying that last pack for a little bit. So the left-hand side has yielded 6 hits. The right-hand side has yielded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's already 14. So, here we go. Which means, if this is the case, does that mean that this set will start to make Pokemon go back up in value if it's doing the whole you're not going to get an alt art per box anymore? Who knows? It can all change with the results of this one last packet. Rescue Ball we want to keep. Drillbur and... Oh wow, so there was no alt art in this box. Okay, so it doesn't look like you are actually... See, I'm unsure. I'm unsure now. Like, it's gonna have to take a few boxes of sample sizing to figure out. I don't know if you're meant to get 2 of those in one box. To like two A-specs in one box. And if that A-spec actually took up the alt art spot. Because obviously there's no other alt art here. Yeah, there's no other alt art here. But overall, you know, we didn't really hit any doubles in this box at all, which is great. No doubles, no alt art. Unless this guy's the alt art. And I just don't know. He looks like a full art. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is. But I've got this funny feeling that if you hit 2 A-specs in one box, then you probably lose your alt art spot. But I'm not too certain. We'll figure it out. You catch me in the next video, and we'll verify whether or not that's the case. And if that is the case, that means alt arts are going to be going for a lot more in this set than the last previous sets where it's been like you're getting an alt art per box. So, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Take it easy. I hope I helped you out a little bit with sorting out your bulk as you're ripping through your packs. I'll catch you in the next one.